had a great time. We want to say a huge thank you to Eddie for having us, and for everyone that's a fan of Headbangers Zone Colombia, watch Metal on Metal.
Hola, muy buenas noches Headbangers, bienvenidos a Metal on Metal acá en Headbangers Zone Colombia. Soy Edwin Muñoz, Eddie, y pues nada, para mí es un placer estar con ustedes acompañándolos aquí en este programa de Metal on Metal. En esta oportunidad, pues primero quiero agradecerles a todos ustedes por su compañía, por estar acá junto conmigo. Esa es una labor muy ardua que se hace para poder entregarles a ustedes pues un producto bien hecho, algo bonito y que sea agradable. Además de eso, poderles difundir toda la música que tenemos a nuestro alcance, todo lo que nosotros podemos compartirles. Y en esta oportunidad también quiero darle un agradecimiento muy grande y muy especial a Luis Alejandro Barbosa, un gran amigo de Headbangers Zone Colombia, quien me ha querido colaborar con el tema de la traducción. Y eso para mí es muy especial. Muchísimas gracias, hombre. Muchas gracias, mi hermano. También quiero agradecerles a todos aquellos que me han acompañado por estas noches de miércoles a ver este programa y a seguir Headbangers Zone Colombia. Bueno, en esta oportunidad, como ustedes acaban de ver hace un momento, teníamos la presentación por parte de Matt Ries. Matt es el guitarrista fundador de la banda que tenemos en esta oportunidad, Traveler, una banda canadiense que desde el 2017 está haciendo heavy metal. Este heavy metal con un sonido tradicional, un sonido que está impregnado por ese heavy metal de los 80s. Por ahí hay algo de Iron Maiden, Judas Priest. Bueno, tienen esa esencia del heavy metal. Más no quiero decir que ellos hagan un metal similar, no, tienen la esencia, tienen ese sonido particularmente del que estamos hablando. A nivel mundial hay todo una ola, una nueva ola como la han llamado por ahí, del heavy metal pues traído a la actualidad. Quiero comentarles a ustedes que tuve la oportunidad de hablar con los chicos de Traveler, que en esta entrevista que se le hizo se habló, claro está, de lo que es Traveler, lo que son sus dos trabajos discográficos, el homónimo Traveler y el Termination Shock, ese trabajo discográfico del año 2020. Además de eso, tuve la oportunidad de hablar de un tema que me agrada muchísimo porque los vi por por este medio, fue como yo los conocí, revisando en internet, consultando en YouTube, y encontré un video en un concierto que es el Keep It True. Ahí tuve la oportunidad de conocer a Traveler por acá, por este medio. Bueno, empecemos entonces. Este heavy metal tradicional, este heavy metal actual con ese sonido clásico. ¿Qué nos puede decir Traveler acerca del heavy metal tradicional? ¿Cuál es la movida del heavy metal en Canadá? Bueno, que sean ellos. Acá los dejo para que ustedes se deleiten de esta entrevista. Traveler, aquí en Headbangers Zone Colombia, en Metal on Metal. Y ya regresamos para conocer un poquito más de la historia de esta banda.
I noticed over the last probably 10 years, more and more better bands. It's way different than what it was.
Yeah, well, right around 10 years ago is when I started to get Canada. Celebration prices on my college, and then
Yeah.
it just kind of kept growing from there. Like now, with us, there's Freeways, Villain, which you'll probably be hearing about soon enough when they get their full-length song. Who the fuck else?
Yeah, fuck those guys. Black Rat, Cadaver Dog, which has been around forever too. I know they're gonna be like super unknown forever. I hope not, but yeah, Sandstorm and yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of new bands out now, so like even just in the last 5 years. So it's doing better. We've noticed it.
Yeah, you know, the biggest challenge is, you know, I've said this in interviews before, we all know about each other, and we all sort of know each other, but we're sort of spread out, but we can't necessarily do things together all the time. So, you know, you might get a bill that only has one age group, but together, you know, kind of stack those. That's just one of the challenges of living in this fucking massive country.
Desolate, barren wasteland of shitty Started snowing today, or no, over the last week, and it's halfway through October, so fuck Canada. All right.
Bueno, Traveler está con nosotros acá en Metal on Metal de Headbangers Zone Colombia. Como ustedes se pudieron dar cuenta, estos chicos son muchachos que van a toda, que van hablando, son muy espontáneos, son muy carismáticos, y la verdad tengo que decir que contactarme con ellos fue muy sencillo. Son personas que de verdad están ahí dispuestas para colaborar y para transmitir toda esta información. Como les decía, yo estoy escuchando Traveler desde el año pasado. Creo que se dieron a conocer por su trabajo discográfico homónimo Traveler. En algún momento puse por ahí en mi perfil de Facebook Traveler o Termination Shock. Pues yo no sé, de mi parte me quedo con Traveler. Muchos podrán decir que Termination Shock, pero bueno, yo me quedo con ese primer trabajo discográfico. Pero entre gustos no hay disgustos. Sinceramente, Traveler es para disfrutar. Es una banda exquisita de heavy metal. Quiero comentarles, como les decía hace un rato, con ellos tuve la oportunidad de hablar de esta presentación en este gran festival, el Keep It True, este festival que reúne a grandes bandas clásicas y que le reúne a leyendas, ¿no?, del heavy metal. Bueno, pues hay varias anécdotas por contar, que sean los chicos de Traveler quienes les cuenten a ustedes cómo vivieron esta experiencia de participar en el Keep It True del año 2019. Y los voy a dejar con una canción. Terminada la intervención de ellos, vamos a escuchar la canción Starbreaker. Esta intervención con Traveler, hablando un rato de lo que es el Keep It True, que ellos son los protagonistas, ellos tienen este espacio. Los dejo con Traveler desde Canadá. Ya regresamos.
Well, how we got to get on to Keep It True is that I've known Bob Byrne for, actually I got the first poster here, 2013. That's the first time I met him. And this was 2 other times with my previous bands. And so yeah, I've just built a relationship with him over the years. And when I made the demo, I just sent it to Bob. I was like, hey man, like you might like this, check it out. And then he actually liked it so much, he sent it to Oliver. Oliver really liked it, and then we got asked to play it. So it's kind of as simple as that.
Yeah, as for the crowd reaction, I mean, I don't know if any of us truly knew what to expect. Well, I guess JP would have because he's played it before.
Yeah.
But, you know, like all we knew was videos, right? And like we were getting texts from people back here that woke up at 5:30, 6 in the morning to watch us as they were getting ready to go to work because it was still a fucking work day back here. Like, you know, it was just kind of surreal and kind of incredible because you get out there and there's just a mass of people that probably more than any of us have played to. And then you start to find out that people are watching it live stream because you're being used as the guinea pig to make sure it works for the Manila Road tribute later on, and it turns into even more.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was, I don't know. It was pretty fucking incredible.
It was
Probably
like
one of the most incredible experiences musically for me anyway.
It was like our 15 minutes of fame. Just having like you kind of always dream it. Like I'm not saying we're famous, but we fucking felt a little bit of fame that
Just so you know, we
amazing.
mostly all work in warehouses or kitchens.
Yeah.
Dude, I unload trucks every fucking day. It sucks. Okay, and like Torian worked in a
Torian
kitchen.
doesn't work.
I think I was still working at a kitchen at that time. If not, I was teaching guitar. That's the most I do.
Yeah, but
You
I
weren't working.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Hey, I was.
But that, yeah, I mean, just seeing all those people wanting to meet us after the show was like, it was insane.
Yeah, that's right too. We have people coming up to us with stuff from past projects, wanting it signed. It's like, how the fuck do you even know I was in that? Like,
Yeah. Dude, if they brought up a Stinger CD, that would have been the fucking...
I would have died.
I would have fucking lost it.
Yeah. Mike?
Yeah, where's Mike?
Fuck off.
Yeah, so, I mean, the response was amazing. So, I mean, can't ask for much more than that. And can it be said that some of those... Oh no, fuck, I skipped one. Okay, anecdotes about the legendary bands performed. Well, there's the infamous
Agent Steel.
Agent Steel,
Steel.
Lord Alien Master Overlord, John Cyrus.
Yeah.
And he,
So before Matt actually goes on, the start of this story is John Cyrus is sitting in a car out front of the venue while JP and I are knocking on the fucking window trying to get him out because according to JP, people were asking him to go sing for Agent Steel. So we were trying to get John Cyrus up there because, you know, he was fucking there. Like,
I saw the rest of his band sleeping in the green room for hours waiting for him to show up, and and then he came up with some story about how the cab driver was sabotaging the show.
yeah,
He was
couldn't
trying-
get him from the airport to the gig.
Yeah, he was taking long routes on purpose to fuck up the show. So,
But,
yeah.
but, who was that guy that, fuck, was it someone in the band or somebody with the band that was like, you got off the same plane as me?
Oh yeah, no, they left the airport at the exact same time because we were talking to the band. We shared a green room, so we were talking to them, and they were like, "Yeah, we all left the airport at the same time." Where is he? And they were literally waiting for like 4
I
hours.
thought they missed something on his ride, or didn't they miss like
Well, there was the garlic and the carrot
garlic and the
incident.
carrots? Yeah.
Yeah, and not to mention, I mean, I saw him treating his assistant like complete shit. He was like carrying his bag for him, and he was like fucking screaming at him and just being
Yeah.
a total dick. And I'm like, and
So,
okay,
so then he finally gets into the green room, and somebody says, John won't go on stage without a beer. Well, I got like 6 in my fucking hands because they're free. And I'm like, all right, fuck it, and go to give him a beer. And the door gets slammed, and people are like, you can't go talk to John. Not before a gig. He doesn't want to be bothered. I'm like, well, just gonna give him a beer. Somebody wanted to get him a fucking beer. So,
yeah, like just seeing the way that that he was treating everyone. Okay, by this point I was pretty wasted. So I had enough of his shit because I just kept seeing the way he was acting, and it was bugging me. And drunk self doesn't have a filter whatsoever. So the door was open at this point, and he was standing in the green room, and I think I was walking towards him, and someone he was with said like, no, like stop me in his tracks. And I just like belted out, fuck John Cyrus. Fuck John Cyrus. I don't want to fucking talk to that guy. So I just yelled that out. And then I see John, he's like, slamming the door, screaming, having a temper tantrum in the back. And then he finally gets on stage and whatever.
I think they
yeah,
they
so
did like 3 songs.
Yeah, he did 3 songs, got booed off. I was getting texts from people back here being like, what the fuck is happening? It was just a gong show. We got told, don't touch him, don't take a picture with him. Like, there were all these rules about John Cyrus. So, after he got booed off stage, I ran up behind him with my camera ready and threw my arm around him, and I still have the picture.
Both me and
It's funny to call out assholes, and he deserved it, so whatever, you know. Go listen to New Agent Steel.
Yeah.
So, can it be said that some of those bands are influences for Traveler? Honestly, the band that I was waiting to see the most was Cities. And I know it wasn't original lineup and it was just Sol Italiano. But I discovered Cities, like, it was probably the first underground band that I actually discovered. Back when I was like 17. So to finally see them play, because me and my friends would talk about, like, you know, the dream of being there back in the day and whatever. they'll never get back together because they were just a one album band kind of thing, and then it happened. So, I mean, so that was a dream come true for me.
Yeah, I think for me especially, I think Dave was involved in it too, was seeing Anthem. Like, him and I were up front just going hard with every song. Anthem was amazing. And I used to be in a band that covered Anthem in fucking Canada.
Yeah.
Fuck Canada.
Yeah, it's snowing.
Yeah,
Fuck.
it's snowing right now. It's brutal.
It's not even Halloween.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, I was in a band that covered Anthem because we had a singer that was an Eastern language major in university. And that's honestly the only reason why I know Anthem. Like, nobody really here has heard of them other than our core group of friends and whatnot. So,
to be able people that know them love them.
The people that know them love them. It's just not widely known. So, to be able to see them, headbang with them, talk to them, take pictures with them, it was like, I'm shocked I got a sentence out.
Yeah, they were so nice too.
Yeah,
like the polar opposite of each other.
Yeah. And JP and I taking over the photo pit in the Manila Road tribute, that was definitely a highlight.
Oh, I got
another anecdote from Matt.
I got a funny one, yeah. Well, not funny, kind of scary, because during the Manila Road tribute, I was side stage the entire time, drinking out of glass bottles because they wouldn't let glass bottles onto the floor, and I wanted to watch, so I was just standing off to the side, and Mark the Shark's mom was there, so me and her were hanging out. Me and her were hanging out for a little while, and I was trying not to be too drunk, of course. And you know, I just help her with little things, like if she dropped something or if she needed some water. And she was walking up the steps to go do her speech, and she fucking fell backwards. And like, luckily I was standing there because I saved her from like a 5-foot drop onto her head.
Yeah, it was a steep ramp to get on that.
Yeah, so I was like, fuck, like, yeah. So I saved her from falling on her head.
Which, by the way, when your legs are already wobbly about to walk out onto that stage, that ramp makes it a little fucking harder to get.
Yeah, well, it's like wooden gym stairs, you know. Like you'd get hurt pretty bad. Like anyone that isn't, you know, as old as she is. So that was nuts. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of funny shit that happened. What about you?
Probably a highlight for me was seeing Vicious Rumors and probably Anthem. I opened up for Vicious Rumors a couple months prior, but I got to see them again with the son of the original singer, Carl Albert's son Kevin was singing lead vocals for Vicious Rumors, so it was pretty cool because he just sounds exactly like his dad. So that was a pretty good. That was a pretty exciting one for me.
Yeah, they're really good. Yeah, and if they influenced us, I don't know, man. I mean, like, maybe cities to a
Aria
degree.
fucking killed it.
Aria fucking killed it. Aria was amazing.
Yeah.
JP was like, I've never seen that dude happier.
Yeah.
I've never seen that guy happier.
Well, it went Aria and then the Manila Road tribute.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And yeah, that entire time, him and I were just in the photo pit. That poor photographer, we stole his big beer.
Oh yeah, Joe. Sorry, Joe. I mean,
sorry.
Joe was really cool, and he was like, we were talking to him off in their camera department, and he was like, yeah, man, like if you ever want a beer, just like let me know, and you can have some of mine. It's all good. So on the drunker we got, we were like, yeah, we could just go help ourselves.
The more Canadian, we got.
So we thought we could just help ourselves. So which I think that was the deal, but but the problem is that I gave what I grabbed to JP, and JP was drinking in front row, like next to the stage, and then Joe saw him drinking it, and he didn't talk to JP. So he flipped out. He was like, "You fucking stole my beer." And then I talked to Joe. I was like, "Dude, I'm sorry, man. Like, I grabbed it and he took it, and then he was cool after." But he was really mad. he was really mad about that beer, and it was good beer. So you know, I feel
best
that
beer.
way. Yeah, man. So I mean, there's a bunch of shit from that day, couple days, but those are a couple of the highlights for sure. Okay, let's
Jesus take the wheel.
let's not talk about that. Let's not do that.
You had your chance, and you have failed.
tal ese poder? ¿Qué tal esa fuerza? Esto es heavy metal de Traveler desde Canadá. Como yo lo decía al comienzo de la entrevista, hay una gran movida en Canadá, son 10 años aproximadamente en el que se han visto una gran cantidad de bandas, conocemos bastante bien, por ejemplo acá en Colombia se conoce Riot City, es una banda que se conoce a la perfección. Traveler está trabajando en cuanto a su carrera musical se refiere en grabaciones, un demo del año 2018, también participaron en un split en el año 2018, además de eso lanzan en el 2019 su larga duración homónimo Traveler, que como les decía hay muchas personas que están de acuerdo en comentar que su disco lanzamiento inicial, el primer lanzamiento, el Traveler, es uno de sus mejores trabajos discográficos, puedo decir uno de sus mejores porque llevan dos. Y el segundo trabajo discográfico, el Termination Shock. Bueno, que sean ellos quienes nos cuenten un poco sobre este tema, porque los trabajos discográficos se lanzaron así, 2019, 2020, fue rapidísimo. Es una banda que va en ascenso, es una banda que se ha hecho conocer y se ha hecho conocer por su calidad. Entonces, la pregunta fundamental que les hice a los chicos de Traveler, ¿por qué? Bueno, primero, ¿cómo definen ellos lo que es Traveler, la música de ellos? ¿Cuál es la temática que tiene Traveler entre sus canciones? De acuerdo a eso también, pues vale la pena comentar por qué estos dos trabajos discográficos tan seguidos. Eso es bueno, qué tan bien lo ven ellos. Y bueno, ya regresamos acá a Headbangers Zone Colombia, pero los voy a dejar con una canción. Después de escuchar la intervención de los chicos de Traveler, vamos a escuchar de su primer trabajo discográfico. Pues bueno, vamos a ver un video lyric que ellos tienen de este primer trabajo discográfico, y es el video lyric de la canción Up to You. Es un video que es muy especial también, porque en ellos podemos ver toda esa creatividad para realizar un video sencillo, bonito, y además de eso presentándonos todas las influencias que tienen del heavy metal. En particular, me encanta Up to You. Los dejo entonces en Headbangers Zone Colombia, Metal on Metal, con la banda Traveler desde Canadá. Una entrevista imperdible. Ahí los dejamos.
The first album I had written previously. It was all like mapped out for everybody.
Our first jam, the whole
Yeah.
album was already written. We had all shown up and
Yeah,
knew the songs.
I had already recorded the first album before we were a band.
Mhm.
Right. Because,
Actually, the entire first album was recorded before we were a band.
yeah, it was. Yeah. So, I mean, and the reason for that is because I didn't think it would turn into anything.
No,
I had no idea.
I didn't either. You know what, Matt?
No idea.
Okay, so Matt and I have known each other for fucking years. Like, I've known him since he had long hair.
Yeah.
Which was a long
Long-ish
time.
hair.
I used to
ish.
look. I used to look like Tom Petty. My hair was like that.
No, he had a skater shag and it looked like shit.
Yeah.
But
that too.
we used to crack beer bottles over each other's heads with football helmets on. Like, that's how fucking young and stupid we were.
Like
So-
super early 20s.
Yeah. Yeah.
The good old
So-
days.
So he asked if I wanted to drum on this, and I was like, yeah, sure. Like, you know, Ries said he's kind of at a standstill right now. I got nothing better to do. Sure, let's do it. And then it hit. And I was like, oh, I have two bands now.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Yeah. I mean, because you're basically the first official member outside of JP.
Yeah, like JP did the demo with you, and then
And then it was
yeah,
like-
I was the first one to join on for the full length, other than Matt and JP,
Well, you did the Trapped Under Rice thing.
and that yeah,
So when we got out,
produced it.
that's right.
Too.
He actually mixed it too. Yeah, because the demo was just me, JP, and Jan on session drums, and then I was like, okay, we got asked to do this compilation. It's for Trapped Under Rice, Attic, and then I was like, shit. Well, Chad, you want to do that? I think that's how.
No,
Okay,
I started learning the demo for you because we
Oh.
were gonna turn the demo into the full length, and then the Trapped Under Ice thing came, and that got put on standstill so that we could write a song.
Right. So for Trapped Under Ice, I didn't have any songs written, so I got high. And then I wrote it. So, which was cool. It actually ended up being pretty cool. So yeah, the first album was all mapped out, whatever. Torian came in, he's ripping it up, and then he came in again. And Termination Shock is still ripping it up.
Ripped it up again.
Yeah, so Termination Shock was a good mix of a lot of our ideas. Some previous ideas from the first album.
Dave had a song in there like that.
Yeah.
That's really Termination Shock. It's Traveler is kind of a band that we haven't actually tapped into what we can do yet because none of us have been in the same room to write a song.
That's true, yeah.
Dave wrote Terra Exodus, Matt wrote the majority of the rest of the album, and JP pitched in on some lyrics. Like, I just sent Matt 2 ideas for songs. Torian's been working on some stuff for the third album. Like, we're all just kind of going, here's songs that we have, instead of all of us being in a room together to write shit together. So,
well, that's the funny situation of it because of how little we knew that it would turn out to be.
right.
So
It's kind of scrambled,
yeah, we're a little like,
Still
but it
snowballing.
works.
yeah, yeah. We got thrown to the wolves, kind of. We're just like, I guess we're doing pretty
we're
good
doing this,
here,
man.
so let's fucking try to do another one. And honestly, to answer the third question, that's kind of why I wanted to do Termination Shock so close to the first one. Also, like, there's a couple reasons. I mean, like, in the 80s, it was like an album a year.
Yeah, I think.
And they were touring on top of that. So for
Maiden
us to
has
be...
2 years that they don't have an album in the 80s.
Yeah, it was between Power Slave and Summer of Time.
Well,
Because they were touring Power Slave for 2 years.
right, but Somewhere's perfect. So.
I know, that's the thing. So it's like...
So it took them 2 years to come out with a perfect album. They're shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So that, I mean, it's hard to compare yourself
I'm
to
totally
Maiden.
kidding, by the way. Maiden is the second best band in the world.
It's hard to compare yourself to, like, those greats, but it's like... why not challenge yourself and try to write another album in a year? And it builds momentum too. I mean, we have a good thing going. I definitely wouldn't release anything that I wasn't like stoked on. you
No,
know?
but you and I talked about it too. Like the second album is probably the most important in a band's catalog.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
can be,
it's
for sure.
the one that proves that you're not just
They got more in there.
right, that you're not just a flash in the pan.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a lot of bands from the heyday of metal where they had one great album, and we love those albums, but they couldn't follow it up, and they never made a career out of it because they couldn't follow it up, right? So the second album becomes that much more important to prove to, I guess, kind of the industry that you can sustain yourself, right? And that you're taking it seriously, right?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I think also even just the third album too. Like if you can get 3 in a row,
Right?
if you can get 3 in a row that are solid, I think you could build something off of that, like, legitimately for a lengthy amount of time.
We're going for 3 now.
I'm going for 3. And you know what? Like
And then after that, that's it.
but after each album, you want to like one up yourself and learn from your mistakes. And definitely Termination Shock, I noticed shit that I would do way differently. I'm gonna drill that into my head too. I don't know. I'm stoked to keep writing.
But it was a great step up.
I thought so, yeah.
Like
I mean,
in
yeah.
terms of production and us actually
Dynamics.
kind of working together and you know, even going back to the production side of it, I felt like it was a major step up.
Yeah,
From the first
for
mix
sure,
to the
yeah.
second mix. right?
Yeah,
Like,
especially the drums too. Hey, Jet, fucking do better, okay? So not, what was it? What was the theme? Okay, what is the theme of the band's words?
Space stuff.
Sure.
The first two, I mean, not really actually. Lyric-wise, not really.
I'm gonna go make a drink.
Album
'cause
covers, yes.
I lay drums. And
Yeah.
that's,
Okay,
yeah. Then I drink. Grab you a beer.
Yeah, I mean the theme. We actually only have like 3 songs that are space, but our album cover, both album covers have the same theme. So we're kind of rolling off like a bit of a concept with Starbreaker and Termination Shock. They just they roll off of each other. It continues the story, and Deep Space also kind of plays off of that too. But I don't want to beat a dead horse. I want to come up with some other ideas.
It's not a concept album, so.
No, it's definitely not. And but just so we had a bit of an underlying concept between the 2 albums. And Chad.
To see what do, it's all up to you.
Bueno, el movimiento del heavy metal está en alza, ¿no? Está en levante. Bandas colombianas como Sorceress, Steelhammer, ADS, bueno, hay una gran cantidad de bandas que nosotros podemos referenciar aquí colombianas y de excelente calidad. Eso sí, déjeme decirlo que hay bandas muy pero muy buenas acá en Colombia de heavy metal. Hoy tenemos como invitados una banda extranjera. Desde Canadá, Traveler, una banda que como les he estado comentando, son muy asequibles, unos muchachos geniales, un carisma maravilloso y además de eso con grandes historias, con cosas que hablar ya de su experiencia. Ellos tienen un recorrido y allá en Canadá se han hecho notar y bueno, a nivel latinoamericano también ya los conocemos. Sería genial que Traveler nos contara si tienen a futuro algún plan de venir por acá a tierras suramericanas, que conocen ellos de la escena suramericana, como se le dice. Y además de eso, pues muchachos, vale la pena hablar. Son 2 trabajos discográficos, ellos ya estuvieron trabajando. Qué bueno sería que ustedes tuvieran la oportunidad de tomarse un tiempo y escuchar a Traveler si no lo ha hecho. Canciones que ya hemos escuchado acá, Starbreaker, canción con la que iniciamos también en este evento del Keep It True. Además de eso, Behind the Iron, una canción sota, es brutal. Up to You, de la cual ya pudimos ver este video. Para el año 2020, como ellos ya estuvieron charlando, lanzan otro trabajo discográfico, que es el Termination Shock. Este trabajo discográfico Termination Shock que tiene pues dentro de su carátula gran similitud a la carátula de su álbum homónimo Traveler. ¿Sí? Llevan como una continuidad. Y este año también lanzaron un video lyric, Forever Man. Vamos a hacer lo siguiente, yo los voy a dejar con la banda Traveler para que nos comenten un poco sobre lo que conocen de la escena latinoamericana, suramericana, el interés que puede llegar a existir de pisar tierra colombiana tal vez, no sé, suramericana. Además de eso, ¿qué opinan ellos de todo lo que se está viviendo a nivel mundial, pues debido a la pandemia, todas esas presentaciones por streaming? Y nada, que sean ellos quienes presenten la última canción, el video con el que cerramos esta entrevista. Para mí es un placer que ustedes me estén acompañando y poderles compartir algo de lo que estamos haciendo con mucho cariño. Quiero agradecerles a todos y cada uno de ustedes por estar acá conectados en Headbangers Zone Colombia. Para despedirme, ustedes han estado viendo en la parte superior de la pantalla nuestras redes sociales. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. También tenemos por aquí, obviamente, el canal de YouTube, donde ustedes van a ver todos los videos que hemos hecho de todos nuestros programas. Muchachos, muchas gracias. No olviden, esto es Headbangers Zone Colombia. Próxima semana, un metal on metal con una banda nacional desde Cali, Wolfgang. Heavy metal, doom metal. Los dejamos. Éxitos, una feliz noche y gracias por estar en Headbangers Zone Colombia. Felicidades.
I'd love to go to South America.
One day.
Yeah, like watching videos of bands playing Brazil especially, but you know, we've had friends go and play in Colombia, Mexico, even though that's Central America, not South America, but yeah, and they just say how incredible it is down there, and I'd love to go. Like, I've seen the European scene, seen the North American scene. South America would probably be the next place that I'd want to check out. But
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things. And yeah, I mean, we have plans right now, but we don't know how long
Yeah.
we're going to have to wait. So, like, it's so up in the air with everybody right now. I mean, you can book a show where you're playing behind plexiglass and to people sitting at tables.
but
I
you
mean-
know, we don't want to do that.
I'm just not that desperate yet.
Yeah. We
I don't want to do that.
like I've in talking to both bands, I mean, none of us want to do that. Like we've both enjoyed the experience of a full live show. I don't want to have to
We don't want to have.
I don't want to have to sit behind plexiglass and have 60 people sitting at tables, 4 people at a table doing this. I want someone spitting at me. Like,
Well, you know, like, and let's say I know they have the odd show in Europe right now where they wear masks and they can like more or less group together, and it's sort of like a show setting, but they all have masks and it's like half capacity. But I mean, like, I can't be playing a song and singing the lyrics like at someone's face, like yeah, la la, and they're singing it back at me, but behind a mask.
It's
like,
missing a little bit of that, you know, crowd interaction. Yeah, you know,
yeah, it's not the same.
I just see the vision or the magic of it being kind of gone. Like,
Yeah.
I can play drums in my basement and probably get the same experience.
It's the same as live. You know, if we were to live stream a concert, really.
Yeah, I mean,
it just.
don't get me wrong. Like, I love playing no matter what.
Right, but just
I
nothing has that experience or that feeling behind it, like having a crowd just kind of foaming for it, you know, and us feeding off of them, and it just keeps kind of whirlwinding itself until it's a magical night. Like, it just.
Well, here's one of the things, man. Like, crowd energy is what makes a show.
Right.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
Is
saying.
what makes
yeah.
a show fun to play.
Here's Forever Man by Traveler. The
Yeah.
lyric video is
Lyric-
done by
Lyric video done by
Al Ravage.
The Ravage.
Yeah.
Al Ravage.
Al Ravage, yeah, he's a big fan, and he's done a lot of cool shit for us, actually. And
Yeah, he has.
He cracks us up, and he seems really cool. So we hope to see him one day. And Forever Man was written about our good friend Ty Gogol,
Yep.
The original drummer.
original drummer for
Yeah.
Riot
Riot
City.
City.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Ty.
Forever Man.
We love you, buddy. But yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for the great questions. And here is the Forever Man lyric video.